結末が明かされる。ストップ・ザ・サクラバ。今やブラジル格闘技界の悲願、満を持して放たれたルタリブレからの最強の刺客、会長エベンゼール・フォンテス・ブラガー。もっと強いやつと戦いたい。静かな微笑みの奥に潜む戦いの炎。この男に戦いのマニュアルは存在しない。今夜も空を飛ぶのか、桜庭和志。その肉体はまさに筋肉の終着駅。テクニック、パワー、スピード、そしてスタミナ、全てを持ち合わせた究極のバーレイトゥーだが、その全てを今夜明らかにする。レイチョール、ヒトカ、最強の男、マーク・ケア。勝利にも敗北にも美しく意味がある。なぜなら男のプライドは勝利によって磨かれ、敗北によってより鍛えられるからである。今夜プロレスラーのプライドをかけ、戦いの荒野に立つ一人の男、この男の生き様を目に焼き付けよう。
And here we are, live at the Yokohama Arena, Pride Fighting Championships, number 6. My name is Steven Quadros. I'm here, as always, with my partner, Boss Rutan. Our first match of the evening, that gentleman there, EGAN INOUE. He is from Hawaii, and his style is jiu-jitsu. And he's facing this man here in the opposite corner, Karl Malenko, and his style is wrestling.
Now, we don't know anything about Karl Malenko. We know that he's a wrestler, but we haven't seen him fight before. Egan, on the other hand, we saw before, and he's very good at submissions. So hopefully he's very good at protecting himself from a takedown too, because he's a wrestler, probably goes for the takedown.
Well, it's interesting because EGAN INOUE is a jiu-jitsu stylist, but in his last fight, he came out and won with a TKO with a right hand over a man from Takada Dojo in Pride Fighting Championships number 5. But he's coming out being a striker right now with a punch and a kick there. Malenko with the very patriotic red, white, and blue shorts.
Whoa. Good balance here from Egan. I wonder, oh, nice. Knee to the head.
Yeah, Malenko doesn't want to get crouched down low like that because he will eat more of those knees as the fight goes on.
There's a little knee, nice uppercut.
Egan obviously has been working his strikes, boss, like that right uppercut and the low kick and the front kick at the early part of the fight.
Yeah, we haven't seen him do it.
Those are techniques that you need to be schooled in before you can throw them effectively, and that was a short little uppercut. Malenko looks like he's primarily into the style of wrestling of which he comes from. Nowadays, fighters are really learning that they must cross-train in a multitude of different styles, striking, both punching, kicking, kneeing, and as well as the grappling arts, wrestling, and submissions. Malenko primarily looks to be going for the takedown of some of the old school wrestlers in mixed martial arts.
Yeah, Egan did a great job in defending there to tackle the hook, the inverted hook for the takedown. He's got good balance. I don't think once it's on the ground it doesn't really matter if he's going to end up on his back, because I think he's going to submit him. It looks like Carl is wrestling. We don't know if he knows any submissions. We just have to wait and see that. But right now he can't do anything with his wrestling. He can't take him down. And this would be the perfect opportunity right here in the corner.
All he has to do is drop down, grab one of those legs and pull back and pivot, and he'll have the takedown, because you cannot grab the ropes to prevent a takedown. Now, Egan's trying to sprawl back, but when you're up against the ropes like this, your feet will slide out of the ring.
Yeah, now it's going to be very difficult to protect himself from a takedown.
It looks like Malenko is absolutely intent on getting the double leg takedown, and referee slapping Egan's arm away from the ropes. Malenko looks the stronger of the two, almost having a 10-pound weight advantage, right around 198 pounds, where Egan Inoue is right around 190.
Oh, he's got it.
And now Malenko is on top in the guard of Egan Inoue, who's working for the guillotine choke, but he gives it up. He's got the double overhook position now, neutralizing any punching from Malenko, but he gives that up too, because he wants to be able to strike too, even though they be short strikes like that left hand to the ear that can have a rattling effect, even an annoying effect. But Malenko seems patient. He's probably going to work this position. I don't know if he's going to work for a submission. Hopefully he will work for strikes, because if he's got no submissions, you want to see him do something.
Yeah, I hope so too. Striking at least, so he creates some space, so that Egan can go to work. Both can go to work. This is something we don't want to see the whole fight.
No, we don't. Because once you get past the haircut and the goatee, we want to see some action.
That's what I mean.
So 2 Americans in the ring. I think Inoue really wants to get this fight back on his feet and get some distance so he can crack some of those newfound strikes and test the chin of Carl Malenko, but it's going to be very hard for him to even reach that chin in this position. Carl occasionally starting to open up strikes to the bodies and the head. That's really the good strategy in this position, is to punch the ribs, get some sting going on, and then go back up to the head.
Yeah, what Egan should do, what would be a good strategy right now, is not to punch. Because then Carl probably will get up and create some distance. Every time he keeps punching, Carl thinks he's going to be attacked, and he keeps the same position. Egan wants him up, higher up.
They're off to a relatively slow start in this fight. What looked like it may be a little bit of action standing up from Egan was quickly shut down by Malenko, who got into a body lock and then went down low for the takedown. And it looks like Egan is trying to stack those legs up high, possibly go for a submission, but Malenko keeping the elbows wide.
This is exactly what Malenko has to do. Some good shots here, left shots from Egan. Even it's from the bottom. They're pretty good shots.
I would have to say, if Malenko has any weaknesses right now, he's really, really working within his strengths, and he's not exposing his weaknesses.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. This way, it's very difficult to or submit somebody or KO somebody. So And he knows, obviously, that Egan is a superb submission artist, so he doesn't want to give him any space.
Well, Egan has his heels on Malenko's hips. He may be getting ready to push him straight back and stand back up. It would be more of an easy proposition if he were closer to the center of the ring, but he may end up pushing himself out of the ring if he tries that now.
Very nice, the armbar camera.
Now that was a nice little pivot around, and if Egan can get his heels back on the hips of Malenko, he can get a chance at pushing Malenko back and then standing back up. Okay, we've got 3 minutes left in this round.
Yeah, we have a new rule in the Pride, like in the last one. If nothing happens on the ground, the referee will put the fight up on their feet again, both fighters. So, yeah, let's hope this is going to happen sooner. I think it's going to be happening within a minute now.
As long as Malenko keeps those little bursts of 1, 2, or 3 shots every once in a while, I think that's going to prevent a stand-up. I don't think he wants to be in standing position with Egan because he saw him knock out his last Pride Fighting Championship opponent, Minoru Toyonaga of the Takada Dojo. And it was a good right hand right on the button that did it. But we really want to see Malenko do a little more than a little punch to the ribs and a little punch to the head. That was a good shot right there.
Yeah, but it's half blocked also by Egan. From this position, you cannot generate a lot of power. You really have to create some distance.
You really can't because, first of all, you're throwing a circular punch and you have no pivot or turn of the torso to give it power. So it's all arm.
A guy like Big Daddy Goodrich can get away with it because he's got a big arm.
He's got a very big arm. And he finds a way to wind up way back somehow and then drop that bomb. And if those things land, it's a different story. But he's a more schooled striker. He's actually trained and competed a little bit in boxing in Canada. Big Daddy Goodrich has. Whereas Malenko, it appears to be, he's primarily a wrestler. Egan chopping down with his right heel on the calf of Karl Malenko. Whether that's going to have any effect in reversing this position remains to be seen, though.
No, they're probably not. He's attacking the calves, he's taking the upper legs with the heel, even the kidney area. But you have to be doing it constantly. Oh. He's skipping his hips. He wants to go for a submission, but Karl get the instructions from his corner. Keep the elbows low, so they know what's going on.
Well, unfortunately, there is a relative lack of real action, of real change.
This could be a triangle, maybe.
If he can get that up, but Egan's trying to pull that arm down so he can lift that leg up next to Malenko's neck. But Karl's going to pull that elbow back in and shut him down once again. Okay, that's the end of round one. Pretty much not a lot of action in that round. Not a lot of things to call. Egan landed a front kick, a roundhouse kick at the beginning. Karl Malenko got the takedown, landed more punches, I guess, in the round, but they didn't really do much. So I guess you would have to give the round to Karl Malenko.
Yeah, if the takedown counts.
Takedown plus the punches.
Yeah. Yep.
Most of those punches were sliding off the head, Egan turning his head toward the punch or moving his head away from those punches. None of them landed cleanly. Egan grinding away there with his left hand on the ear of Karl Malenko. And Egan trying for a submission there as Malenko opened up, but Malenko coming back down into his own defensive posture.
Yeah, in this position it's very difficult for somebody to submit somebody. If somebody is in the guard, in your guard, and in a position like that, it's going to be pretty much impossible. You have to work very hard. You have to get him tired, move, get him tired. Hopefully he's going to make a mistake, but a wrestler who's trained in holding people down, it's very tough.
Well, I think one of the new waves of crossbreeds of mixed martial artists is wrestlers who are learning how to strike because they get in the guard like this, and they can punch more effectively because they've trained more punching.
Yep.
And they can, let's say if they can stand up real high and they open up and they land a couple punishing shots, it makes the man on the bottom more in the defensive mode. Theoretically, the man on the bottom is going to think, okay, that's when I want to catch the guy in the armbar. But if they're getting hit in the face,
yeah, they're way too busy blocking the punches.
Yeah. And if it's an effective punch, it changes the outcome. But right now, Malenko, he did throw punches down in the guard position, but none of them really rocked EGAN and INOUE.
Here they are again. They're locking each other up. Now let's see if EGAN can end up on the top or in his guard. I wouldn't do that. I would try to go to the side mount, or mount, of course.
Now, Karl Malenko, for fighting his first mixed martial arts fight, is showing a lot of savvy here because when they're locked up into the clinch, sometimes he'll have the arm crossed over to prevent the knee or a hand down there to block the knee, such as that right hand, he's dropping it down low, expecting a knee to his ribs because the opening would be his ribs. Now he's going for that double leg again. Egan trying to sprawl again, but he's a little too high up. I think inevitably Malenko is going to go for that takedown and get it. Okay, there's Malenko looking into the camera. And the referee calls for action. Malenko getting another double leg takedown. Same position. It's really interesting, boss, how a lot of these grappling-oriented fights that we've seen in the Pride Fighting Championships 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 have gone into a pattern each round of the same type of thing.
Yep.
We've seen this happen so many times in previous fights.
Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Stop, don't move.
But budding stars, budding stars like, let's say, KAZUSHI Sakuraba, or these guys, they don't just sit there in a position like this. If they go to the ground, they'll give you a little angle, and then the guy will think, oh, I've got something here, but then they'll work their way out because they're a little more creative. This is sort of like a stock prototype of basically a defense posture by both guys.
Yeah, I think so. I think exactly the same thing, too. You took the words right out of my mouth. I just wanted to mention Sakuraba, Carlos Newton. We saw Vernon Tiger White. We got,
exciting ground
AKIRA,
fighters.
SHOJI. No, guys who really want to fight and they want to show the audience everything they have. Not only striking, but submissions and work their way around. And because if they're working, they give their opponent also a chance to work. And that makes the fight really interesting and fun to look at for the audience.
Karl Malenko
beautiful
passes the guard, but Egan pulls that guard right back. And Egan's got that left leg going high. Might be going for a triangle choke around the neck of Karl Malenko. Malenko has got to get that right arm back inside the guard, otherwise he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
He's got to pull his foot now and keep holding the head of Karl Malenko, because otherwise he's going to pull himself out, and he has to do it fast. That's it. He's got some good movement. He used the hip very well. He should go right away again. Attack, attack, attack.
A very nice sequence of aggression from the bottom by Egan and Inoue, but also a very nice sequence of defense from the top by Karl Malenko.
Yeah, he did it real good. He prevented himself real good.
And Malenko chopping down with two hard punches.
Yeah, now it's going to be even worse, I think, because Karl now knows that if he makes a little mistake, like he did before, he can be caught. So he will be very cautious now and stay very low.
Well, back to the comparison that we were talking about some of the more exciting grapplers to come out. I think, as I said, when KAZUSHI Sakuraba fought Alan Goes in the Pride Fighting Championships #4, that was not only a lot of great technique, but there was a lot of spirit, a lot of aggression, a lot of emotion in that fight. And sometimes, he passes the guard again. Sometimes what we see in these fighters is a lack of emotion, and sometimes that seems to be delivered into a lack of commitment to try and win. They're fighting more or less to try not to lose rather than to try to win.
Yeah, that's a big difference right there. That's what it's all about. If you try to win, it's going to be an exciting fight. If you try not to lose, it's going to be a boring fight.
And right now, it looks like Karl Malenko may be inching out another round. We don't know how the judges are going to score this, but Egan did try for the triangle choke, but Karl got out, and he's landed the more powerful punches, but really hasn't hit Egan squarely on any dangerous spots on his head.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Come on, get out of there. Let the guy get back on his feet.
Egan's corner telling him to get out of there and get back on his feet, and maybe easier said than done with this fairly formidable wrestler, Karl Malenko.
Oh yeah, that's one thing for sure. But it's like you said, he has his his feet on his hip. He can try to push him away. At least try it, see where it goes to.
Well, the good thing about that move is that if you push him away and he springs back toward you, you can throw a kick straight up and try and kick him in the face.
That would be beautiful.
Someday somebody's going to do it. We saw Alan Goes use that technique to great success against KAZUSHI Sakuraba.
Yeah, he did things I've never seen before in my life from the bottom. Eh?
I think both you and I learned quite a bit from watching that fight.
Yeah, that was something unbelievable. Whoa.
That's the great thing about mixed martial arts, because there are so many different ways to win, so many different tools. Very much, each fight you watch, you can always learn something new, whether it be from strikes or grappling. And Karl Malenko goes to pass the guard again. Unsuccessful again.
Karl Malenko really wants to win now, you see. He's going for it, he's trying to pass the guard, he's getting more energy.
He really is, and I think he's starting to squeak this round out as well. And if he gets 2 rounds in the bag, I think we might go to an overtime round, because right now it's scheduled for 2 10-minute rounds. We may go for an overtime round if there is a draw in this case. Malenko goes to try and pass the guard again, but to Egan's... Now, Malenko's got that left leg of... But I don't think he's going to try for a leg lock.
No, I think he was trying to go for a leg lock. Like we said, we don't know what he does. We don't know what he can do.
Chopping left hand there by Egan Inoue. Pretty decent shot there on the side of the jaw. How important, boss, is creativity in being a fighter?
It's, for an exciting fight, it's the most important. But also, for a fight to win, you have to set your opponent up. Like Karl Malenko, he could try out strikes in combinations with passing the guard, Start hitting, and then pass the guard. And keep hitting, Take him out of his game plan, take him out of his rhythm. That's what you should do. Egan also should start pushing the hips, pushing, move. He has to do something. The time is running out. Get him off balance. Get somebody out of his game plan. That's the whole thing. Be creative. Mix everything up. And every time you fight comes something new to the show. It's always good. Like we saw Sakuraba doing now that last time he fought against Vito Belfort. He jumps up and he lands on him. He does the cartwheel. Suddenly he makes a spinning back kick. Or a back kick. Every time he brings something new to the table.
And therefore he's more unpredictable for his opponents, because they can't really peg him and watch tapes and then think he's going to fight the way he's going to fight.
Yeah.
They don't know what to expect. I think that it's important as well for a fighter to be creative, but I really don't think that the majority of fighters competing today are creative. I think there's a creme de la creme of 10% maybe of fighters who are creative, and they are the ones who become champions.
Yep. And they're the ones that the people want to see. See back. Whoa.
Because
another attempt.
I think a good number of fighters will watch other fighters and emulate them and follow the pack rather than trying to lead the pack.
Yeah, and it depends also what level you fight. You know, if you same equal level. If you're a new fighter and you fight like a big name fighter, you probably a lot of fighters try to survive. Sometimes you got these fighters coming in and they really don't care who they fight.
AKIRA
Shoji fights Renzo Gracie. He gives his heart and he has a real good fight. Right here now, same thing. Karmelenko comes out and he's waking up at the end of the round, or end of round 2. I think it's going to be an extra round.
I think so too, because although I think Karmelenko may have done just a teensy-weensy bit enough to win both rounds, the judges may think it was so close that they're going to go to an overtime round. If they go to an overtime round, the judging in the first 2 rounds will not factor into the scoring. Only the final third overtime round will be okay. Oh. They're going to come to the center of the ring for the decision. Okay, as we had expected, boss, the fight has been declared a draw. They will fight an overtime round to determine a winner.
And they know this round is going to be the round that counts, so now they're going to go for it.
Because, as I said before, the previous 2 rounds do not factor in the scoring. Only this round factors in the scoring, and the judges must render a decision. There cannot be an overtime draw round.
No, hopefully that will have a lot of effect
on the way this round is fought.
That's it.
I mean, to be honest, the first 2 rounds were a little on the slow side. But Karmelenko may have a master plan. He may be waiting to explode because they knew in the rule meeting a couple days ago that there was going to be the possibility of a draw round, of an overtime round.
Yeah, until now he started to work more and more as he got deeper into the fight. So let's hope he's going to continue with that and going to make it more exciting.
And here we go. The overtime round, Malenko versus INOUE. Oh, good chopping right hand by INOUE. And INOUE going for the double leg takedown. Now we got Karmelenko on his back for a change.
Now let's see if the fight's going to change. Can he break the guard? Can he go to the side? Because we all know submissions, for EGAN to submit Karmelenko right now is going to be very difficult in the guard.
Or on the other side of the coin, can Karmelenko reverse this position and end up on top again? He would be in the mount in that case.
That would be very interesting to see, but I don't know. EGAN got some very good balance, like I said before, so I think that's going to be a difficult one. EGAN should try to open the guard here and go to the side. Neck crank, do anything, try something.
The interesting thing about grappling in the top and bottom position is you get to see how a fighter works from the bottom in the guard and sometimes how he works from the top. And some fighters are distinctly strong in one area where they're weak in the other. Like, for instance, Alan Goes.
Whoa! Now this, I don't know if it's a smart idea for Karmelenko.
What, to give up the guard?
The guard, yeah, oh yeah. Because he's going to pass that.
But look at that. Oh, out the back door, Karmelenko. Great escape by Malenko. As Boss had said, it looked like he might have been in just a teensy-weensy bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's good about the third round, and then everything counts in the third round. That makes an action-packed third round.
Malenko gets a takedown. Malenko inside control, only for a moment though.
Push him away on the hips. 3 minutes rest. It's a 5-minute overtime.
God, you need to get out of there. God, let him get back up. Let him get back up on his feet. Get out of there.
I like having a 5-minute overtime as opposed to a 10-minute overtime because it means these guys have to hustle.
Oh, yeah.
They have to get it done in 5 minutes. They have to make a statement to the judges and to the audience.
Come on.
A couple little explosions there. Malenko with a chopping right hand. Malenko trying to pass the guard again.
Keep. God, get up. Get back up.
And Carl working to pass the guard, almost going the other way. And now Malenko back in the guard, passes the guard, gets the back.
Whoa! It turns out to be an exciting fight now. This is a good round.
And here we have the infamous north-south position. Malenko moving around, getting into side control. Malenko standing back up. Carl standing up.
If he lets his hands go, he can.
Now,
Egan could knee him.
Now the trick is here. Under the current rules. Oh, knee to the head by Egan Inoue. Egan is really starting to get control of this round, but he gives up another takedown. Under the rules of the Pride Fighting Championship, if one fighter is down on all 4 limbs, whether it be hands and knees, hands and feet, elbows and knees, you cannot kick or knee him to the head. If he comes up on 3 or less limbs, meaning if he comes up on 2 legs and 1 arm, you can kick or knee him in the head. That's if he's facing down.
Yeah.
If he's on his back, you can kick him.
You can always kick.
Yeah.
It's a good rule. I like that rule.
Yeah, so when Malenko was driving in for a takedown and he momentarily slipped down to his elbows and knees, Egan had a perfect shot at throwing a knee, but it's not legal under the Pride Fighting Championships because we don't really want these guys to get hurt unnecessarily.
See, Carl really wants to win here. He keeps moving. He keeps punching. It's only like 20 seconds or 15 seconds left into the fight. If Egan wants to win this fight, he's got to do something now.
3 seconds. Let's go. Throw a couple punches now. Come on.
Okay. Malenko is springing back up.
Looking very fresh.
Now, boss, who won this round?
This is going to be a very close one to call because it went over and over on, I don't know, maybe with the end, showing the more aggressiveness at the end of the round, I would go with Malenko. But, you know, I think they were equal on takedowns. I'm just happy not to be a judge, let's say that.
I've been a judge for the UFC, I've been a judge for the IBC, I've been a judge for King of the Cage, and I wouldn't want to judge this one. So close. Yeah.
ジャッジ小林カール・マレンコ選手ジャッジ三宅カール・マレンコ選手ジャッジ西カール・マレンコ選手
Malenko winning a very, very close, unanimous decision over Egan Inoue. As you said, boss, he got busy in that final round.
Yeah, what a win over Egan. I mean, that's a big step. This is his first fight. Nobody ever heard about the guy. He comes in and he beats Egan anyway. And what a good third round. It made the whole fight good right away. Malenko, that's the guy we're going to hear some more from.
I'd like to see him work his strikes. He had good defense against submissions. Be interesting to see how he fares against one of the more striking-oriented fighters, maybe AKIRA SHOJI. He's a little too light to face IGOR VOVCHANCHYN or Gary Goodridge. But we could expect good things from that man, Karl Malenko.
カール・マレンコ選手退場です。
Welcome to the Pride Fighting Championships. I really think this is going to be an action-packed grappling match, boss.
100% sure, because Carlos wants to go, Matsui wants to go. For sure, this is going to be a good fight.
Carlos, much like KAZUSHI SAKURABA and some of the other new cutting-edge grapplers, is unpredictable and very technical at the same time. Where Matsui, what he lacks in technique and finesse, he more than makes up for in aggression and fighting spirit.
Oh yeah, willing to fight. He wants to go. I hope he worked on his strikes. That was the last time a little less, but I bet you that he did.
You can just see the excitement in Matsui's eyes.
Yeah, every time we see him fight, we say it. And we say he really wants to fight. He's there, he loves it.
When he was growing up as a child, he was a big fan of professional wrestling, and he always emulated himself being in professional wrestling. Now, coming from a professional wrestling background and being out of the Takada dojo, he's making the transition a la KAZUSHI SAKURABA into mixed martial arts.
And he worked on his striking.
Yes, he did. Right hook coming flying at Carlos Newton.
You see it, his stance is way better than we saw him the last time. He's got his hands up now. Whoa! You see, this is what I like. You see every time a fighter improves.
He improves, but he's not afraid to pull the trigger. He comes out there, and I've seen a lot of guys, oh, good right hand by Newton! Beautiful. And that rocked Matsui. I'm sure Matsui didn't expect that because Newton's fight against Sakuraba, he very rarely ever threw a punch.
Yeah, but Newton now trained 3 months with us, and we did a lot of striking.
Now we're down in both men's territory. We know that Matsui can defend against submissions, and he's going to have to do that now. He's going to have to do a little defending now. Newton can get an armbar, as he did with Eric Paulson.
Matsui probably is going to pull it out like he did before. Yeah. Oh!
Stomp there by Matsui. Matsui whacking away with the right hand. A right stomp straight down. It didn't land flush.
Wow, excitement.
Carlos Newton almost getting the mount. Neither one of these guys knows how to fight a boring fight, I think.
No, it's not. It's not in their repertoire. There's armbar coming up. Oh.
Matsui down on elbows and knees in the turtle position. Now he is, once he goes up like that, now is Carlos Newton going to go for a rear naked choke? Matsui doesn't look concerned at all.
No, and otherwise he would escape the back door like he always does. That was a good shot. That hits at the right moment.
And it resonated throughout the arena here at the Yokohama Arena. Matsui elbowing the thigh of Carlos Newton. You just know that any second one of these guys is going to explode.
Yeah, I'm just waiting. It's like, it's crazy.
You know it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
If I was Carlos, I would just stand up.
Knee him. This is what I would do. I keep doing it. It's like he doesn't want to do it. He thinks it's not worthy to do it. It's not nice, you know. He stops. It's
Well, there are some people that think that striking may be barbaric compared to submissions, but in mixed martial arts, both are legal, both are weapons. It's a lot like in Muay Thai in Thailand. Oh, beautiful suplex by Carlos Newton from the back. The point I was trying to make is that in Thailand, in Muay Thai, sometimes they think that punching is not the way you should win a fight. It should be done with kicks and knees.
Which is just very strange. Oh, armbar.
Another armbar. It looks like he may have Matsui in trouble here. Matsui slamming Carlos Newton and slamming him again. That may lead to a chiropractic adjustment for Carlos Newton at a later date.
Free of charge. Oh.
Matsui escapes from the armbar with 2 slams and 2 punches.
It would be a dream come true if all the fighters were like these fighters, huh? My God, man. This is beautiful.
If I were coaching a fighter, I would only show them fights like these.
Yeah.
I would not show them some of these lay and pray type fights where the combatants just hold on to each other and wait for the clock to run out.
You can show them, but you're going to... this is
Would that
not
be
to
the
do,
lesson?
what not to
Exactly.
do. Armbar again, it's going to come. Oh, there's an armbar again, and now he's going to get it.
Now notice the knees to the head here.
Oh, yes.
If the fighter's on his back, you can knee him to the face. Matsui's really putting a lot of heat on Carlos Newton with strikes right now. Boss, when we said that Matsui may have worked on his strikes, it looked like he's done that in a major way.
In a major way. And the good thing about this fight, both fighters are not afraid to lose, to throw away energy early on in the fight. So it's from moment one off, it's exciting.
Carlos Newton didn't hesitate in getting that double leg takedown. Now he's got side control, knee on belly, which may set up a submission, but I think Matsui's going to be hard to... Oh, nice knee there. That's very reminiscent of Maurice Smith versus Mark Coleman in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Very similar position. Now, Matsui doesn't really care about giving up the mount, of which he does, and Carlos steers him back, but Matsui trying to push out through the back door, trying to buck him up. Now it's Newton's turn.
And now he's
going to get the hips high. He's going to get his hips high, but Carlos is really trying to get that rear naked choke.
It looks like it gets up. No, it's not.
He's got it.
And he's going to get out.
But he's got
to watch out for the armbar.
Yeah, Matsui has got his chin up awful high, and he does have to watch out for the armbar.
Yep.
Newton is going to go for that, but they're stacked up in the corner. Going to be really difficult because Carlos Newton is not going to be able to extend his body in this position.
You see, if these fighters come home and they watch the tape, they're going to be so happy. It doesn't matter if you win or lose this fight. This is a fight.
Matsui back on top. I would have to say this is one of the more seesaw battles going back and forth. One man in control and dominant, and the other man in control. See, Matsui went for it, though. That's the point. He went for it, and he missed it.
Gave up his good position just to go for something. 3 minutes, my God, of round number 1. We're going to see another round of this.
It's really no wonder, despite Matsui only having 2 fights and both of them being draws, that the Pride Fighting Championships has very graciously invited him back and put him in against this guy, Carlos Newton, a true test of any fighter's technique.
Exactly right, Stephen. Exactly right. You see, and for me, they can take a deep breath now for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care.
They've earned it.
They earned it.
They have definitely earned it. But don't expect it to last long, folks, because both these men are engineered for excitement. We knew after Carlos Newton's fight with Sakuraba that he had all the tools to really, really be a force in this business. But we didn't know if Matsui, being a relative newcomer, had the tools to survive.
What a beautiful turn.
But look at this. He's demonstrating that he does have the tools to not only survive, but really put Carlos Newton in a position where he's got to fight back. He's got to really, really try to get control.
And now he got the mount. Oh, he lost it. Carlos should swing him to the left now. There, yes. Oh, perfect.
Boss, beautiful call, boss. Beautiful call.
More beautiful is what Carlos Newton did, because for me it's real easy to see it from this side, but he saw it from the fighting position. That makes it unbelievable. Look at it. I would keep doing this. I wouldn't stop.
Axe kick to the
kick.
Oh. Matsui coming up saying, how about some of that? Throws the right hand. Oh, Matsui really trying to uncork one on Carlos Newton's jaw, and it missed narrowly.
Whoa. Man.
Matsui taking a big chance and then eating a punch, and Carlos Newton coming up with the axe kick.
I can't believe this is round number 1. We're going to have to go another 10 minutes. Whoa!
I feel like I feel like applauding myself.
Yeah.
My hat's off to both these gentlemen. Where the first match between Malenko and Inoue was slow, this is anything but slow.
This is even faster than the last round of the first fight we've seen tonight. This is non-stop, non-stop. Beautiful.
A crowd pleaser, yet technically a very, very high level of performance by both guys. Defensively, offensively, and they're not waiting either. They're not hesitating. They're not stalling.
And not afraid to give up good positions. Bam, go for everything. That's what the problem is with a lot of fighters. They're afraid to give up a good position. That's why they don't go for an armbar, you know? Because you go for an armbar or a leg lock, you can lose the good position. Look at this.
Speaking of an arm lock.
Look what he does, how he's going to get the armbar, how he's going to get out again. Unbelievable. Okay, turn. Now he's going to slam him. Oh, it's not this one.
Oh, he pulled right out. Stomped him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 right hands.
Holding the rope there for the balance.
Here's the slam. And boom, right on the back of the neck. Now that's smarts.
That was your chiropractor remark right there.
That's right.
Free of charge.
And then the knee, because if he's facing up, you can knee and kick him to the head.
Wow. He could have kicked himself out and he could have stamped on his feet, on his head. Now that's a good rule.
But interestingly, Carlos Newton barely has a scratch on his face. But what I like about Matsui is that sort of right hook, that right haymaker that he's got. I like that punch.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
That's a nice punch. Matsui cannot wait to get in there. He can't wait to get at Carlos Newton. I expect Matsui throw that right hand right on the button. Right low kick. Newton answering with his own right hand. Oh, that was a hard low kick. Newton tried to jab his way out. Matsui going high.
He's been studying, even though it was not effective, but he's been studying on kicks and strikes, punching and kicks. Look at this, stiff jab.
Very stiff jab. Matsui looks like he's got a little bit of...
There you got your haymaker.
Carlos has got to relax here and start using side-to-side movement if they're going to stand. He can't move straight in and straight out. He's got to move side to side. Ooh.
Those low kicks going to take his toll if he doesn't do it. Nice. Nice. Oh, that could have hurt him.
Matsui going for the ankle pick, and down goes Newton. Newton going to work from the guard for a change. It's actually going to be better for Carlos Newton because Matsui was doing better standing.
He's going to go. He's going to try triangle. Armbar again.
Armbar. Oh. Now, that was unintentional. Matsui didn't roll out of the ring on purpose. They just happened to be there, but...
Yeah, it was the only way to go there.
I'll tell you, that armbar of Carlos Newton is a threat.
It's a threat, but Carlos made 5 attempts. If he's going to catch him with it, that's it, man. Determination for everything. But Matsui escaped all the armbars right now, and he had him tight. He had him a few times real good, but for some reason he escaped him.
As I thought before, Matsui is cut, and it may have been... Oh, look at Matsui pushing the referee away. The referee's saying, don't push me away. I don't care how excited you are.
Yeah, but I'm the fighter, Rab. What are you going to do?
But look at Matsui. It looks like Matsui has really turned this into a personal matter here.
Good low kick again. I have to tell you, those low kicks look good.
They really do. And Carlos Newton switched to southpaw. Maybe he's tired of getting that left leg kicked. Matsui getting the takedown here. Matsui on top in the guard.
I'm not going to be surprised he's going to pass the guard.
Well, especially since...
armbar. He's working constantly.
But see, I like that about Newton because he keeps trying. Because eventually, sometimes, it's like, how many times have you seen a kickboxing match where a guy keeps throwing the right hand, and finally it lands?
Yeah, because the opponent might think, oh no, he's not going to throw it anymore because he knows it has no effect, and then pow, that's the moment to get it.
For instance, when Francisco Bueno fought Hanma, he came after him and he started rolling a lot of punches at him, and they started missing, then pop, the right hand landed. Newton is going to keep throwing that armbar over and over and over and over again because it's a great weapon. He beat Eric Paulson, one of the greatest grapplers in the world, with it, and he made KAZUSHI SAKURABA work to get out of it a couple times.
Yeah, and unlike Francisco Bueno, who missed a lot of those punches at the beginning, he secured every armbar. Only Matsui was able to escape it for some reason. But if he makes one little mistake one time, here go again, you see? He's got the arm already trapped.
Okay, they're going to scoot the fighters closer to the center of the ring so they're not in danger of getting caught in the ropes.
Don't move, and he rolls out.
See, everything Carlos Newton does has got style.
Yeah. He doesn't care about that position. It's the guard. I don't care. I trapped his arm. And my knee was up and this and that. There he goes.
Matsui with the elbow to the... Oh, Matsui going for the neck crank here.
Armbar again. Oh, and...
Oh, look at that. Matsui was... Look at that
back kick.
Wow. A jump left side kick. But Matsui set it up with a donkey kick.
Whoa! In my top 10 list of all best fights I've ever seen, this one's going to be in it for sure.
Well, I think one thing about Matsui is that he's the kind of guy that I'll bet it's impossible to make him give up once he makes his mind up on something.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that says, yes, I can.
Yeah. And it's like you said, it looks like he has a kind of mission right now.
Yeah.
He really wants to do it.
Because I'll bet if people said, oh, no, you're not going to beat Carlos Newton, I'll bet he said, yes, I will.
Yes, I will.
Why? I mean, he's the kind of guy, I think he's got true inner confidence. I really do.
Look at this exchange. He said, you were not in this position. They don't listen at the ref anymore. They just roll to the center of the ring. He jumps back in the guard. Everybody starts laughing.
It's like the referee is getting cut out of the equation.
Yeah, you don't need an armbar attempt again. He's scooping his hips again. Yeah.
But I have to say, Matsui has got to be one of those type guys who really is like a bastion of positive thinking. I mean, he thinks he can do it, and he will do it, and he's going to go out there and try everything within his power, even though he may be limited in some ways, technically. He's reaching to the upper level of his limitations. He's throwing punches and kicks. He's obviously new at that.
And every time we see him, he's improving. Hey!
Cartwheel!
Nice. You see, there we go. Excitement.
I think he realizes that the crowd pays money to see a fight, but they also pay money to see a show. The two fuse together. I remember, Boss, when you used to end your fights, you used to jump up in the air and do the splits.
Yeah.
Like all four corners of the ring.
Yeah.
And the crowd loved that. And you knew that, but you were lethal inside the ring. So you had both elements. I think that's what makes a star in the business, is a person that can deliver a show as well as be lethal within the fight.
Yep, I think so too. It's you have to have the crowd behind you too. You know, if you're like, so I said, if you're a boring fighter, I believe in energy, and in positive energy and picking up energy from audience. And I think if you're a real boring fighter, and the crowd start thinking bad about you, you know, you picking up automatically the negative energy, and it's going worse and worse and worse. Like this, the whole crowd is behind the two fighters. There's a lot of positive energy, and that helps the fighters to keep going, keep going, keep going.
I agree. And you know that someone is going to explode in this fight.
Any second.
What will it be? Another armbar attempt by Newton? Will Matsui just decide to stand up and trade punches? We don't know.
Is Newton faking him out now with the guard that open? One leg he doesn't have to protect, you see. The other one he has. Maybe he wants him to jump out to the side. You know, it's probably all a part of the game plan that he has.
Okay, but we're winding down near the end of the second round, Boss. Who's winning this fight?
Yeah, we go same thing as the last fight. I don't want to be a judge because this is, you know what it is? They both give their efforts. Newton attacked more with submissions, but the determination of Matsui and
the
getting
stomps
out of everything and the stamps. I don't want to be a judge. This is going to be a draw. It's going to go to overtime.
I agree. I think that both men now how this is so different than our first fight of the evening is that it will be a draw, but for entirely different reasons. Because both men have been trying to be out-aggressing each other. Whereas the first fight, in some ways, they were trying to out-defend each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. He goes for the turn again. Watch. Skip. Well, Matsui's got his legs wide out now. He's got him back in. This is good. I really don't care about this now because they're catching their breath, and the overtime round is going to be full power again. You know, just.
Yeah, I think the great work has been done, and anything from this moment on in the fight is just icing on the cake.
Yeah, an extra bonus.
See, he sprung back up. Now let's see that right hand, Matsui. Oh, right low kick, and he shoots in.
So watch out here. No. You have to start raining knees again.
Either that tuck and roll, go for a knee bar.
Man, this really wants to make me train again now. Start training. Tonight in the hotel, I'm going to train.
I think I'm going to sleep.
What is he up to now? Armbar probably, choke.
But being up against the ropes like that, it's going to be difficult to try the armbar. But it hasn't prevented him in the past, so he just keeps going.
That's it. He's got his back now.
Now this is in Carlos's favor. He's got the hooks in.
Carlos could do a real nice leg lock there, not anymore now. But it would have been a surprising leg lock. It's more kind of a scissor on the knee.
Okay. End of another great round, round two. We're going to go to the judges, but as Boss and I both predict, this fight will end in a draw.
I can't see anybody else now in the room there, except maybe for the trainers who wants a different decision.
Well, you know how trainers are. They
Yeah,
always believe their fighter won.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it was knocked out or submitted.
Yeah, but if I'm there in the corner, I'm always real. I say, nah, this got to be an overtime, because what they showed until now, this far, this was unbelievable.
You know, Newton coming in with a left hook, which landed, and the right hand to the body. And there's that left front kick. Matsui almost caught that kick. And one judge has it a draw. Okay. Excellent. I want to see another round in this case.
Everybody wants to see this. This is it.
I want to see.
They don't look tired.
But he's probably thinking, what can I do? He's probably thinking, what can I do to get this guy out of there? And Matsui's just looking like, good, another round in which I can fight. I want to go out there and get him.
I want to hit him with that right.
Okay, and that right hand was right there on the breastplate, and that didn't land real clean. It was aggression though. It looks like he's going to throw an uppercut. Matsui going to stomp.
The cartwheel.
Cartwheel, yeah. Cartwheel, but falling right into the guard. That was great work by Carlos
With
Newton.
the right straight, right. Yeah, but the right straight followed up after that cartwheel was beautiful too.
Regardless of what happens, regardless of who wins this round, both fighters have risen quite a bit in my eyes.
Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't matter anymore.
Carlos Newton coming out aggressive, and there's that haymaker by Matsui. Matsui dropping down to elbows and knees. Now, here's an interesting position. Matsui getting into the classic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu face-up position.
But Carlos wants to do something back, maybe a cartwheel too or something, I guess.
Because
it's
Carlos
still in his memory.
Here it is. We've got two showmen in the ring.
Liver shot. Ooh, I wonder with who did he work? And again.
And that good counter there by Matsui over the top with the right hand. They're wanting to box here. I think both guys want a knockout here, at least momentarily. That was a low single there by Matsui after a punch.
I want to say there's an armbar coming up again. You see, Carlos is saying, I had my left foot on your hip. He told Matsui right away. Now they're going back to the ring. And
he's got both.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at his hip work, man, his hip movement. If this keeps going like this, I would say they have to make one exception one time and they have to make it a draw. Huh?
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
Oh.
There has to be a winner.
Yep.
But right now, it basically is a draw. Neither man is moving into the lead here. What amazes me is after the amount of low kicks that Matsui landed on Carlos Newton's left leg, there's barely a mark on it.
Yeah, a lot of people have that skin maybe also, you know.
There's that,
like white.
There's a right-hand counter.
Yeah, you like the sledgehammer.
See? He kind of throws it at an angle. He drops down low, and he throws it like a right hook. He's starting to telegraph his shot now, though.
Yeah, whoa, nice combo. Oh.
Crisp little uppercut there by Newton. Another little uppercut. And that has maybe, they're trading single shots here, folks. Single shots. One man will land, then the other comes back and lands. But it was Newton that almost spun Matsui around with that right uppercut. Matsui falling to the canvas. That doesn't look good. I would have to say that Carlos Newton is squeaking into the lead right here. Matsui tried a hip throw. It didn't work. Carlos gets back up and punching away. Carlos is in control right now. Matsui may be winded, boss.
Yeah, no, and also he got that punch. It was a hard punch. Maybe he's still recovering from it.
But he doesn't want to stand up and, nice little takedown. He caught the leg and Carlos tripped himself there.
Lost 1 minute.
Matsui has got to do a flurry. He's got to do some damage here because, in my opinion, Carlos has got this round.
He's going to. Don't worry. He's going to push himself out now and he's going to unleash.
I think Carlos knows all he has to do is shut Matsui down and hold him, as you said.
Yep. That's the best thing right now for Carlos.
Action! Okay, that's it. 20.
No room for Wasa.
Yeah.
But I don't believe Matsui is doing it. Matsui came up short in that run, unfortunately. It's kind of too bad, but somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose. Carlos seized the moment, traded punches with Matsui, and ended up definitely getting the better with those two right uppercuts.
Yep. No, he's going to win the fight now. What a fight this was. Oh.
There's one, and I'll watch this second right uppercut.
Yeah, this is the beautiful one. Doink.
Oh, they cut away too quickly. Right there. That was good because it made him turn his back. Carlos Newton has won a unanimous decision, and a really hard-fought unanimous decision at that. He had to dig deep.
Wow, man! I'm telling you, I told you before, this is the 10 best fights.
Look at this respect, boss.
This is beautiful.
I wonder what Carlos is saying, but he may be saying, you may be one of the best fighters I've ever fought.
I think there's something. It has to look like that. I mean,
he tried so many times to armbar Matsui. he just finally gave up and decided, okay, let's see what the punching will do. And that is what turned the fight around for him.
It was good, and they both chose at the end, you know, they were not afraid from striking. They kept standing, hitting. Superb, superb.
Absolutely. Carlos Newton. He's back, folks, and here's that fireball. Woo-ka! Here we go. Boom! Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah! Like we said, boss, he's a showman.
That's what the people want to see.
But he
not only showman, but he can brawl.
He just became one of my favorite fighters.
Wow, man. What a fighter.
And here's that, the one right uppercut, but here's the one that definitely turned the fight around, that right there. Matsui got frustrated. He got frustrated slapping his own thighs. Tried the hip throw, but...
And this punch to the head now. Oh. And now he wants to kick him. And then Matsui realizes.
He's really improving. He is really improving, Carlos Newton.
And so is Matsui.
We've got a classic matchup here, boss, of a master of submissions in Carlos Barreto right there against a master of striking in Igor VOVCHANCHYN.
Yeah. Let's hope that this is not going to be a match what we think it is, because he's probably going to go. He wants to take it to the ground. He wants to take Igor VOVCHANCHYN out of his striking game. And I hope he's not going to sit there. I hope he's going to work and try to do his submissions where he's so good at.
Well, there is a really big difference in the height of these two gentlemen. Carlos Barreto, and we're going to see it in the stare down, is 6'4". Igor VOVCHANCHYN is 5'8". Both men right around the 230, 235 pound range.
No.
Barreto wants this fight on the ground, but he's circling to his left now. We know VOVCHANCHYN is going to throw the overhand punch, because that would be the key in fighting a taller fighter who's got the reach advantage. But that's the key to fighting a taller fighter who's going to box with you. If he's a jiu-jitsu man, what is his strategy?
Yeah, we don't know right now, but Barreto has to try to keep the distance. That's one thing for sure. It's difficult for him because to take Igor down, because Igor is smaller, and he has to come all the way up to down. You know, the other way around would have been more easy if Igor would have been the jiu-jitsu guy now, the submission guy. It's easier to take him down.
Now that's a good weapon because of those long legs of Barreto. The kick would be an effective weapon against VOVCHANCHYN. Look at that left hook.
Left hook, right straight. That's definitely his weapon.
Barreto very patient here, but coming up short with those jabs, and that front kick was more of a fake than it was an actual kick. And that's really not the weapon. Okay, that landed a little bit.
Yeah, but so also, he can keep him in distance, but I would do it, if I was him, with the left foot. You know, it's because you're not going to knock him out with it. It's only to keep him at a safe distance and let him say, hey, here's my long leg, my tall leg. See if you stay away. At the moment, VOVCHANCHYN is going to close the distance. It's going to be dangerous.
And because, okay, now because Barreto is circling to his right, he's going to be circling right into that left hook if VOVCHANCHYN leads with it.
Very good remark.
Because Barreto going to the right, if VOVCHANCHYN throws the left hook, he's going to have a head-on collision. And VOVCHANCHYN sees that, and he's really stalking Barreto. Barreto really staying out of harm's way, but not doing much.
Igor should try the right low kick because he looks very vulnerable right now, Barreto, to get a right low kick.
Oh, there's that overhand right. Explosive punches by Igor VOVCHANCHYN, but the movement of Barreto has really lessened the... Oh, there's that left hook!
Body shot!
I think what Barreto is trying to do is lure VOVCHANCHYN in. Get VOVCHANCHYN moving forward, maybe even get him frustrated, make him restless or reckless, and then go for a takedown.
It would be a very smart strategy. And it looks like you're absolutely right.
What VOVCHANCHYN has failed to do so far is cut off the ring, though. Because Barreto can still move to the side. VOVCHANCHYN showing Barreto a lot of respect here. Not raging in, not just coming into a wild punching exchange, but taking his time as well. Both these men measuring the other. And VOVCHANCHYN coming up short with those punches, but it was the jab by Carlos Barreto which started that flurry by both fighters. Whoa. There's that left hook, overhand right. The left hook landed a little bit on the chin of Barreto.
VOVCHANCHYN should go body shots still here. Straight to the body, that's what I mean.
Okay, there's the jab by Barreto. Now, VOVCHANCHYN, because he has to lunge in and reach, it's lessening the effect of that left hook. It's straightening the punch out.
Yeah, left straight to the body a few times, real hard, real powerful, and then finish it up with the right overhand that he had.
I agree, boss. He should go to the body in this case because the head is too far away.
Yeah.
Especially when Barreto leans back.
But if he hits him a few times to the body now,
it'll bring the head forward. Exactly.
And he's listening.
And he comes in brawling. And it looks like those occasional jabs of Carlos Barreto are having an effect on the face of VOVCHANCHYN. There's a little bit of a mouse forming under his right eye. I think the jab is a good weapon for Barreto to use here because VOVCHANCHYN is not known to be a takedown artist. He's not known to be a ground fighter. It's going to be a stand-up fight, and until he gets VOVCHANCHYN into a clinch, he's got to keep out of his punching range.
Yeah, but he should make his jab more powerful by bringing his shoulder a little bit more back. His shoulder's all the way forward. It's only arm power right now. It's really a jab, you know. And if Igor is smart, he can counter that jab.
And there's the clinch, and Barreto slips a little bit. VOVCHANCHYN gets out of the high clinch. Good left low kick. We heard that one resonate throughout Yokohama Arena here. Barreto firing back with his right front kick. Well, I've got to say that Barreto fundamentally is at least keeping his hands up. He understands the position of the hands in getting ready for defense of punches.
Yeah,
we've seen so many other fighters, even Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighters, come in with their hands low and get punched.
Yeah, but he's facing VOVCHANCHYN, you know. I bet you he worked 2 times a day on his hands. Because he doesn't have to work on his ground game. It's good already enough. You know, you still can work on it a couple of times a week, but concentrate on boxing because that's what VOVCHANCHYN is going to do to you.
But if...
Oh, he's waiting for that jab, and then he counters it. That's the problem with the jab. if Barreto would make that jab a real hard punch, then he has, VOVCHANCHYN first has to block it, and then he can counter. But right now, he just counters it.
It's obvious that Carlos Barreto, his primary training is in jiu-jitsu. But can you imagine an athlete of this kind of a build if he trained in kickboxing for a year or two?
My God.
He would be, he's got the same build to be an Ernesto Hoost or something because he's tall, he's got the long legs, could throw the high kick.
Yeah, he should go to Holland. Train there for 6 months or something.
Because he's got the long limbs. He could really, really develop a good straight right and a good high kick and maybe even a good low kick. I think VOVCHANCHYN would be best served to step to his left, throw the left hook to the body, overhand right, and then finish with a left inside kick.
I think exactly the same thing. And he should stop him. He should lock him up in the corner.
Because Carlos continues to circle one way, and that is to the left. VOVCHANCHYN really needs to step deep to the left.
Left hook.
Because VOVCHANCHYN right now is just chasing Carlos. He's not cutting off the ring at all. He's not stepping to his left. Even if he stepped to the left and Carlos expected the left hook, he could throw the right to the body.
Yeah, and the good thing to do is also lock him up in the corner and then let him escape to the right, catch him with the right, or let him escape to the left, catch him with the left. But yeah, we don't see him doing it. He's just chasing him, which is... Yeah.
I think maybe he doesn't want to go to the ground, so he doesn't want to give Carlos a chance to clinch with him. So he's keeping it on the outside and trying to pick him apart from the outside, which gives Carlos more of a chance. But it's a tactical thing by VOVCHANCHYN. Obviously, he doesn't want to lock up with Barreto.
No, that's true. But also the body lock position is going to be difficult for Barreto to take VOVCHANCHYN down because he's smaller and a lot of power. Oh, he really wants to go. But he needs longer arms.
VOVCHANCHYN just decided to slip that punch. VOVCHANCHYN slipping to the left and throwing the left uppercut to the body.
He should combine that with the right cross.
I would have to say Barreto is pretty fast for a big man.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Okay, the crowd didn't like that round. Shall we say it was tactical, but do you think that, what do you think Barreto's game plan is here?
I don't know, if he's real smart, this is only a setup. They're going to tell him, okay, here's the first round,
to frustrate him.
Round and a half to frustrate him. Let him think that you're boxed, and then take him down and go for the last 5 minutes.
VOVCHANCHYN coming in, and there they go locking up. Barreto trying to get the underhooks, but failing and slipping to the canvas. VOVCHANCHYN throwing that left hook, but it was partially blocked by the shoulder of Barreto, who slipped, and it was good thing he slipped because that right hand was come sailing next to his head. And they hit him with the inside of his forearm on that one and slipped down, and Barreto finished with a front kick.
But you know what? I rather see this when it's slower pace but on their feet than two people laying on each other. I like this. I have the feeling here at any moment it can be over because they're waiting. And you see VOVCHANCHYN is waiting for the right moment to knock him out. And that kind of makes it interesting. So, but we don't know what Barreto's going to do. Probably he's going to go for a takedown later in this round.
I think you're right. I think that the game plan is, and there you've got Sergio Bottarelli to the right and Carlson Gracie standing over Carlos Barreto, giving him 2 sets of instructions. I think the game plan is to frustrate VOVCHANCHYN, get VOVCHANCHYN to start rushing in, getting crazy, and then to lock him up and trip him and take him to the mat.
Yeah, I would go for like a single or a double leg. I don't know if lock-up position for Vovchanchyn is... Yeah, maybe trip, yeah, what you say.
I don't think a single, because Carlos is going to have to reach down so low to go for a single or double leg takedown. I think it would be better to do an underhook body lock and to just lean forward and trip him. That would be the best way to take him down.
Yeah, but look, when he's giving a jab, Vovchanchyn is countering the jab. He's pretty much going to do it every time. So then he knows, after the jab, when he shoots down, he's going to get him. Because Vovchanchyn comes in after he's giving the jab to counter. I would fake him out like that. Jab, let Vovchanchyn come, go for the leg.
Well, for the most part, Carlos is avoiding the fight right now.
Yeah.
Even though it be strategic and tactical, he's avoiding engaging, whether it be a grappling match or a punching match with Igor Vovchanchyn. Vovchanchyn is definitely more effective in an aggressive sense because he's pushing the action. He's dictating the fight.
You see, jab, he counters. So, jab shoot.
We've virtually seen no right hands from Carlos Barreto, though.
Man,
not a single right hand.
I just want to say.
And you think that if a guy like this tall with this long arms, could turn the hip over and throw that right hand and whip it back, what kind of a punch would that be? But we haven't seen one of them.
Yeah, but he feels right here that it makes him more vulnerable.
But I've got to say that Barreto's jab is not a bad jab, really.
It's not a bad jab, but he should put his left shoulder a little bit more backwards and make the jab a hard punch. And then go left, right, 1, 2, bam, bam. Especially because he knows that Vovchanchyn, every time, by head to jabs, Vovchanchyn counters. It's the perfect moment to throw a 1-2 combination.
Stop!
Right.
Okay, the referee is giving one caution for Barreto, evidently for stalling.
Yeah, he's not attacking. He doesn't have one attack. A jab is not an attack.
Okay, now that is going to factor in the scoring. The judges are going to look at that. So Barreto coming out with a right low kick. Barreto coming out kicking, but most of those are blocked. He's really telegraphing the kicks now.
Vovchanchyn is loading up.
Do you think that the referee's warning to Barreto has taken Barreto momentarily out of his game plan? Do you think it rattled him?
It rattled him, but if he's a smart man, he already knew that he...
Oh, that was a good left hook by Vovchanchyn, and it landed. It was a great left hook, and Barreto finally gets the body lock. Finally, and there's the trip, boss.
That's exactly what you said.
Okay.
What happened?
Exactly what I predicted Barreto needed to do to get Vovchanchyn into his territory, and that's on the ground. But it was that big left hook by Vovchanchyn that caused Barreto to seize the moment and make things happen. One thing did lead to another in that case. Now we're in Barreto's game. We're on the ground.
But he better start using his time, because knocking Vovchanchyn out is going to be very unlikely. He has to go for submissions. That's probably the only weakness, but we don't know that Vovchanchyn has. I don't know anybody got him submitted.
Well, he only got submitted from that chin in the eye.
Yeah.
And that was in the Russian Absolute Fighting Championships back in 1996. Since then, he's done nothing but win.
Yeah, and that's not a real loss. I mean, if somebody puts his chin in your eye, and and you tap on that, you know, I mean, it's a kind of a street move, no?
Yeah, you might as well just meet on the street with full-on biting and eye gouging.
Yeah, so that's why I don't see that as a loss.
But Igor, he claims that as a loss. He doesn't try and hide a loss from the public, although I'm sure he would like to get some revenge on that. But we'll talk about that one later. Right now, we've got Carlos Barreto on top, and he seems to be playing that waiting game that we've seen so many times when two fighters get on the ground and they hold each other tight. And part of that is Vovchanchyn is holding Barreto.
Yeah, but it's easy for Barreto now. Put his right Hand over the face of VOVCHANCHYN. His forearm. And go cross face and push yourself out.
But Igor's got his right arm locked up.
Sorry, Igor. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, right, but his left. His left. Go over and that left arm.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're absolutely... There it is.
There we go.
There it is, Mr. Rutan. But Igor keeping that head right next to Barreto's head. Now, that's good work by VOVCHANCHYN.
Yeah, he's pressing his own, the side of the head against his head. That's good too. Knees here. Start kneeing. Because if you start kneeing with the right, he has to, Igor has to try to defend it so he can pull his right arm out.
Because VOVCHANCHYN's shoulders and arms are so thick, it may be hard for Barreto to reach around and cross-face him.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, he's got to get past his own face. See that? Look how big Igor's shoulder is there. Barreto, because his arm is so long.
Okay, then we got another thing. With the left hand, he should grab his right hand, his Igor's hand, push that hand down, and then pull his right arm out.
Oh, Barreto going to get the mount here. He's almost got the mounted position.
He should keep working on it. He should keep working on it because this way he's going to slide back. He should keep pushing it.
Don't move it. Don't
Stop putting him up.
Looks like they're going to restart the fighters closer to the center of the ring. Hopefully this will give the fighters some motivation to get busy. It's going to be tough because we've never really seen Igor on the ground for an extended period of time like this in the Pride Fighting Championships. We've seen him on the ground momentarily against Gary Big Daddy Goodridge. But he ended up getting back up and knocking Big Daddy out. Actually, it was a TKO.
No, full mount. This is not the way he's going to win the fight. He has to work something. He has to go for submissions. He has to go for something. This is not it. And time is running out.
But I've got to say that the first round maybe went to VOVCHANCHYN. Maybe it was a draw. I'm not sure. I would have to give it to VOVCHANCHYN for being aggressive. The second round, VOVCHANCHYN was aggressive, landed the big left hook, but now it's been all Barreto. VOVCHANCHYN has done nothing but hold.
Yeah, that's true.
So this may be a draw.
And then we're going to get a 5-minute overtime. No, this is it. See?
Now, Barreto getting busy.
Go armbar.
VOVCHANCHYN stacking up. VOVCHANCHYN on top. Nice work by Igor VOVCHANCHYN to stand back up. Now, Barreto has got to be very careful here to keep his hands up.
He says my pinky is loose, so I'll forget about it.
Okay, and the referee saw it too. He's gonna fix his glove. These gloves seem to come apart pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay, now that VOVCHANCHYN is back up, does VOVCHANCHYN have enough time to really get a decision here?
I don't know. He can knock him out.
Because if Barreto gets back on his bicycle and starts throwing the jab, it's going to be hard for VOVCHANCHYN to get him into a punching exchange.
He should wait till the moment, 1 minute left, and then unleash.
That sounds like something that you have done, Boss Rutan. Maybe in your fight with Kosaka.
Yes, I did. Waiting, set up, and then just go for it. Because if he's going to get the takedown at the end, you know, at least you did everything in your power. You're going to have to stand up, and then here we go again.
Okay, here we go. The resumption of the action, and the fighters touch gloves. Was that an X block by VOVCHANCHYN?
Should have blocked and countered with the right low kick. I love it when they throw a left front kick, block it with your right, and give them a right low kick right away. Pretty much works 90% of the time.
You block it with the right hand or the left hand?
Left hand, and you block it outside.
Exactly. Because what that does, it takes away his right hand if it's going to follow with the right hand over the left.
Yeah, it
Okay, VOVCHANCHYN going for the takedown, and he throws Carlos Barreto to the mat.
He says, come up.
Barreto going with a high kick.
Oh, VOVCHANCHYN should counter that. 1 minute, this is it. We just go full power now. Yeah. Right now.
I think VOVCHANCHYN's got it. And look, he's getting ready to rage in.
And again, he should keep going. He should keep going.
Okay, Barreto's corner is imploring him to kick. To do nothing but kick. Oh, that was nice. He did that against Shoji. He catches the right low kick with his left hand and throws the overhand right, and it put Barreto down. But Barreto has landed a lot of kicks here. Some were blocked, but some landed on the legs of VOVCHANCHYN. This fight is going to end in a draw.
Yeah, I think so too.
VOVCHANCHYN looks frustrated.
Yeah, you can tell, huh? He really wanted to finish this fight, but he's tall and he's keep throwing his legs. That was a good game plan. It was good advice from the corner.
Yeah, he looks frustrated. He couldn't do what he does best, and that's punch or strike. And it was interesting that Barreto was the one throwing all the kicks at the end.
Now, this, we've seen in the past, this is the best round. Because this one is going to decide who's going to be the winner.
And as I said before, the scoring from the first two rounds has no effect on the outcome of the fight now. The outcome of the fight is only determined by this 5-minute overtime. Two of our lovely Pride Fighting Championship ring girls, and there's Igor VOVCHANCHYN. Igor definitely wants to keep it on his feet. If he throws Carlos Barreto down again, he doesn't want to follow up into the guard because Barreto has beaten people in the guard. He actually beat Kevin Randleman with a triangle choke from the guard.
Extra round.
Overtime round, VOVCHANCHYN versus Barreto. If I were Barreto, I would take a chance, stand still, let VOVCHANCHYN come in with shorter punches, hopefully to the body, and try for a clinch and go for a takedown. Because to keep circling like this, VOVCHANCHYN has more of a shot at landing that left hook right hand combination.
Yeah, that would be good.
I really think that he's got to stop circling because he's not going to win the fight this way. He's going to get picked apart because when he's circling, he can't kick effectively. Notice at the end of round 2, his kicks happen when he stood stationary. When he's circling, he can't throw the kicks. Not to any degree of effectiveness. Like right now, he's standing still. Now, VOVCHANCHYN knows he's going to throw a kick. But VOVCHANCHYN has to know that he's got to get in there and do something to steal this fight.
Yeah, maybe he's waiting for a time when they say 3 minutes left. It's close all the time, but close is not enough, huh? That's what they say.
That's right. That left hook of VOVCHANCHYN was close, but no cigar, and that right low kick landed, but didn't have a lot of oomph on it.
Here we go.
He tried to counter that jab, but came up short. Okay, now, which fighter's more frustrated? Okay, there it is. And Carlos Barreto going down low for a takedown.
Now what's going to happen? Does the takedown go to count? It for sure is now. As he makes it work.
Well, Barreto is grinding away just a little bit. Those punches don't have a lot of zip on them, but he's at least busy. Where Igor is just holding on. There's that crossface, boss.
Yep, and it's working. If he pushes out, grab with your other hand. Oh, push yourself out.
I think the difference was in the position because Igor's arm was in the way. Like before, his arm was in the way, so he couldn't get around the side of the arm.
He can still do it now with the right, but he has to grab it with the left hand. Fingers, lock the fingers.
Barreto doing the work here in this third installment, the overtime round. Do you see a possible deficiency in VOVCHANCHYN's game in this element?
No. No, but I mean, this is only Barreto. If it stays like this, Barreto's probably going to win the fight. I don't know.
But what I'm saying is that do you think that Igor, if there be a weakness in his game, that it would be in this position?
Yes. Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, because he doesn't seem to have any tools in which to deal with the guard. I don't see anything coming from VOVCHANCHYN other than just holding on and waiting for Barreto to make a mistake. But so far, Barreto has not made any mistakes. He's done the little punches he had to do. He's cross-faced, tried to break loose the hold of VOVCHANCHYN. He's been the man who's been busy here. I would have to say, unless this changes, Barreto is going to get the decision.
Yep, same thing here.
Okay, now Igor. Okay, that's the end of the round. Okay, to me, it looked like Carlos Barreto pulled that one out.
Yeah, to me, same thing.
I mean, really, because Igor did not land any significant strikes in the overtime round. Barreto got the takedown and did a little bit of ground and pound from the guard. He did enough, in my opinion, to get the victory. Igor landed his more significant shots in the first round and the second round, but that does not factor in the scoring. And here we go to the decision. Seems like the judges are really taking their time here.
判定の結果をお伝えします。ジャッジ小林、イゴール・オブチャンチン。
One judge has Igor VOVCHANCHYN, the winner.
ジャッジ西、カーロス・バヘット。
Okay, Carlos Barreto. Now we're going to have a split decision here.
ジャッジ三宅、イゴール・オブチャンチン。判定の結果、勝者イゴール・オブチャンチン。
I don't really agree with that decision because I think Barreto easily did enough to win that round.
Yeah, and especially with what you said, you know, the earlier rounds don't count. Obvious they don't because it's they make it a draw and then they go for the 5 minutes. And this last 5 minutes, I thought it was bad though.
Well, that's really unfortunate for Carlos Barreto, but it was a split decision, so it wasn't a dominating decision by the judges, a unanimous decision. But I think Igor knows that he's got to work on his ground game a little bit.
イゴール・ボブチャンチン選手の退場です。
Igor doesn't really look happy with his performance there. That was a close call for VOVCHANCHYN.